And now it's going to be a sack. Chris Jones smokes Phillip Rivers right back at the 40.
He's not banking on the skill that he's been blessed with.
It's a Kelce, great catch, touchdown, Kansas City.
Trouble flings it across his body, and it's caught by Hill. Hill has it. He came back
30, he's up to 20. Dirty Dan all the way to the end zone.
Chiefs Rewind is a victory week one. A tough place to win. Chiefs win at 40-26 here over the Jacksonville Jaguars. Mitch Holthus with you along with 10-year NFL veteran, the barbershop Shawn Barber. An impressive win here. This team only gave up 15 points a game last year at home, even on a 5-11 team. That was the best in the league. Chiefs jumped on them quick and scored 40 against these guys here.
Yeah, the Chiefs came out really strong, man. As we know, each drive ending up with positive points, doing great things on side of the ball, spreading the ball around to all our receivers, and creating a rushing game against a defense who we thought was going to be a brick wall. We showed them how to break down that brick wall, one Pat Mahomes.
9 possessions. The Chiefs score on 8 of those, and the one they didn't score on basically forfeited and said, hey, we're just going to run some clock here. But the ability for Mahomes, and then Sammy Watkins. He was brilliant in this game. Why was he so tough in this contest?
Man, we saw him at training camp. It's to redefining his body, his mindset. He said he was prepared like no other season for this season, and he showed out on the field. Game 1, out the blocks, shot out like a cannon.
Like a cannon. The safeties had the angle. He just outran them. That was impressive. The other thing that was impressive here were the trenches on both sides. Just saw Brandon Daly go by, but you have 8 defensive linemen, all played, all contributed, and then the offensive line. They wore Jacksonville down. What about the ability to be the trenches on a brutally hot day?
Yeah, it was hot, it was humid, but our guys, our offense, defensive linemen definitely stood the test. They stood the test as we rotated our units in on defense. We wore down that Jacksonville offense, and our guys, at the end of the day, stood tall.
And again, Mahomes, you just take it for granted, but I mean, he was close. He was just south of 400 yards passing in the game and had to show some toughness because he took a shot and limped back in the game.
Yeah, the Chiefs did a great job all game long. Hey, this is game 1 of more to come. Let's go. Keep it hot, Kingdom.
All right, let me go ahead and finish up with some of the injuries just real quick. So Pat has an ankle sprain, so we'll just see how that goes. He's being looked at now. And then McCoy came out. He had cramps, so he's been taken care of there. Listen, like I mentioned, the guys, it doesn't matter how pretty they are or not pretty. I mean, everybody, they come down hard on themselves if they feel like they haven't played well, but you enjoy every win in the National Football League. It's too hard to get. There's a good football team here, and Doug has done a heck of a job of working these guys and putting them together, and they played with some key positions injured and still competed their heart out to the end. So, Coach Coughlin, who's not a coach anymore, but Tom Coughlin, again, you play one of their teams, Doug's teams, and you better be ready for a good, tough football game, and that's what it was. And I'm proud of my guys for the effort that they put in. I mean, it was a sun we got out there, and it was hot. While you guys were up eating hot dogs, man, it was hot down there. So our guys fought through and did a nice job with that. Anyways, with that, time's yours.
Andy, with Patrick, how do you, you had the injury then, and how do you weigh how much you let him keep going? And
Yeah, he was good. I mean, he said he's had ankles before, so basketball and so on. So he felt comfortable going. I mean, I tried to keep a close eye on it the best I could, as Rick did. It was hindering him, so we left him in, and we went with that. I'd also like to just say on Sammy. Sammy did a heck of a job out there today also. I thought he had a nice game. The kid's worked so hard to get himself over that whole injury thing that he's had, and he's never wavered. He's put it in the back burner and worked his tail off and had a nice game.
Just one other aspect of Patrick, too. He's obviously played with some injury, some level of injury before, but did he show another dimension of that toughness today, and does that ripple through the team?
Yeah, he loves to play. So I just want to make sure I kept a close eye on him there, and we'll see how he does here, when he's done with this. But he's a tough kid, and he's a competitive son of a gun now. Yeah.
What What was it about today's game that allowed Sammy to have a big day?
Well, I mean, from the first one on, you saw him break tackles and split seams. There was no indecision after catches. He's big and he's fast and he's strong. And we're moving him all over the place. So he's also smart, which helps. So I think that combination, Adam, is probably what contributed to that. You know, we asked him to play that zebra position. He didn't blink at it. He said, just put me in, let me go, and I'll do my thing. And so he plays inside, outside, everywhere.
You talked about how the second year in he's going to be a little more comfortable. But what about physically?
Yeah, I think that's probably the biggest area right there. I think it wasn't. I imagine it's football-wise, plays and all that, but I just think the demands of training camp, and he's always come back from injury. So the demands of the training camp when he first came to us, I think was a bit of a shocker. And then, you know, throughout the season, it just, you know, it was tough. He got nicked up a little bit in camp and last year, and he's kind of fighting back from that. So here he's been healthy. He hasn't missed a practice. And I mean, he's been there every day doing his thing, and he works so hard. I mean, you pull for him because the things he's had aren't things that, you know, I mean, they were freak things. And so you knew coming out of college that you're talking about the best receiver, one of the best receivers I've ever seen coming out of college. I mean, he was phenomenal. And this is what you saw, what you saw today. I mean, this is so it's a tribute to the kid, 100% to the kid.
Did any part of you wonder what your offense would look like without Tyreek?
I didn't. You know, guys played hard, and you know, McCole stepped in and did his thing, and you know, D-Rob should have had a touchdown right there. He got his hand pulled down, but he had an opportunity to score. Kels had, you know, his go there, and they tried playing a little bit of man on him, and he did well. And he's coming off an injury, and so he fought through that, the surgery that he had in the offseason, and did a nice job pushing through 4 quarters, you know, the whole deal.
Will Tyreek go home with you guys?
We'll see. They're checking on him right now, so we'll see.
What did you see from your defense, Andy?
Yeah, so I'll tell you, a huge play that began that third quarter. We needed that. That kind of, you know, that's tough on their team right there. That puts a bit of doubt in their mind, and so we were able to go ahead and take that down and score. I thought our defense played hard. These kind of games are toughest on that line, and I thought our guys battled through, man, and just kept constant pressure. They were keeping people in to block, and you know, so are there things we can do better all the way around, all 3 phases of our game, offense, defense, special teams. But I sure like the effort. And I think the more those guys play together and play within this system, I just think the sky's the limit.
Hey, Coach, I was going to ask earlier about your rookies, obviously. Mark Warner, you started. Was there anything this week that maybe put them in the start line? But then just overall, how you think that your first-year players did today?
Yeah, so I'll go back and look at the tape. But, you know, I thought they, yeah, I mean, they did well. They all got to play today, so that was a good thing. And, you know, we have so many different groups back there that play in the secondary. So we consider Dan a starter, Thornhill a starter, which is a plus to Thornhill and to Spags, having him available. But you know, he's got good skill and instinct, so that's what allows him to get in there and play.
And then also, Coach, your fans online, they're just saying, pick your poison. You score 40 points without Tyreek Hill. I know you're trying to like contain your enthusiasm probably, but how scary is this team's offense when you can score 40 points without your fastest and probably your best player on offense?
Yeah, so listen, I mean, it's the first game of the season. I'm excited for some of the young guys that had an opportunity to play. We can be better. You know, we haven't maxed out. You know, our fans were absolutely phenomenal from the time we walked into the hotel. I mean, it was like we were going to a college bowl game. I mean, they were all there and cheering us on, and then that you saw here today, they were unbelievable. And there's nothing like when you get down towards the end of the game, if you're winning, and it's all red, right? It's all red. So that's a beautiful thing. We appreciate every bit of that. We feel them, and you know, we appreciate all that.
Last 2 will go Vahe.
Andy, it really did seem like extreme conditions today, and it seemed like you guys handled it quite well. What was the key to that?
Yeah, well, I was proud of them. They, so much of it's staying hydrated and preparing for it before you get to today. And so you're traveling, you're on the road. We just came off of 2 hot days in Kansas City. The hard work that they did in camp, all those things kind of pay off for you. So you can function in the third and fourth quarter at a high level. And so, Rick's a big part of that with staying on the guys about drinking and always having the liquids around and then taking care of them during a game. But there's a huge emphasis put on that. And so games like this, that pays off for you.
LaShawn McCoy looked like he had lost a step. What did you see from LaShawn?
Yeah, I mean, that's the way he looked on tape. He looked like he still had the vision and the quickness. He's got good feet, and he's got that vision, which and patience. So you're talking about a future Hall of Fame guy, and he's at the end of his career. He's getting there. I mean, he's 31 years old. So I mean, it's young to somebody like me, but it's old in the football world. And but he trains hard. He's a different guy than when I had him the first time, as far as the foods that he eats and the training that he does. I mean, he's really stayed on top of his game the older he's gotten, and it paid off for him today. So he's a nice addition. You get he and Damien in there, and that's a good combination to have. And our rookie Thompson got in there too and had a chance to play. So I think that was a plus too.
All right, thank you.
All right.
Wolfgang, Sammy, Pat.
I was going to say, how much different is this than what you were doing back when you guys were together in Philly?
A lot different. I think we took a lot of shots back there in Philly. We spread the ball around. We had some speed guys. We didn't have the speed like this over there, and we didn't move as fast. A lot of moving pieces. We didn't stretch the field as much either.
Yeah.
Sideline to sideline. We stretched the field vertical though.
First experience with Patrick Mahomes in a game situation, just when you were in there, when you're on the sidelines, just what's it like to watch the MVP work?
Yeah, I can tell why he's MVP. I mean, he's special. That guy is special. I'm happy to be part of his offense and playing with him, side of him. I mean, he makes some great reads. I think the people don't understand is how smart he is. I mean, sure, he can razzle-dazzle with his arm and his no-looks, but he's really intelligent. He puts the line in position to make good blocks. He puts the guys in position to make the right reads on the routes. I mean, it's scary to see his career. Like, this is his second year playing. I mean, his fifth year, like, his fourth year, like, what? You know what I'm saying? So, I'm just happy to be part of it.
Right,
Witness it.
All right, Shawn, we appreciate your time.
Simply put, one of the greatest performances by a Chiefs wide receiver in 60 years. Walk us through this game. You were calling us in April saying, man, I'm different. My body's different. Let's go out of the gate.
I think I just trust everybody in our organization, the team, the coaches, putting the work in the offseason, the trainers, and my body feeling good. I'm healthy, and my faith, my confidence, spiritually, I feel great, mentally. And I think everything is starting to add up completely around my whole life. And I just got to continue to be humble and come to work every day and take coaching and love my guys and just be a leader.
You can be humble. I'm going to brag on you here a little bit. But let's go that first play. Looks like they have you bracketed. You just outrun them. Kind of walk us through that play.
Initially, I don't supposed to get the ball right there. And I just seen Pat, my eyes light up, his eyes light up, and I seen the ball. And I kind of just ran and got it. And those are plays that I'm trying to get back in my game and the catch after the run. And I think I did an excellent job. Pat delivered the ball. We executed. And great play.
So he's real when Patrick says, hey, make sure you run your route every time, even if you're not the primary.
For sure. That's what I'm saying. That's why I elevated my game, not being the primary receiver, but running my routes. And you never know what's going to happen on each play. And he literally found me. And yeah, I wasn't supposed to get the ball, but doing the right things lead to great plays.
The other ones were precision routes, timing routes. Just what about you working with him, but then just being more precise on your routes?
Just knowing my job, I think, knowing the route tree, knowing the coverages, knowing when I'm getting the ball, I've gotten way better. Last year I didn't know where I fit in my role, and I didn't know the offense. So playing one position, you really don't know where you fit in. And I think I done learned that battle. And being at OTAs and us getting on the right path and him missing me so many times, and then me keep coming back, working and taking Pat coaching because he's a player and a coach, and just continue to build that foundation with him and with the wide receiving core. Greg Lewis just giving me the best practice and pushing me to be the best and be elite. And I got the utmost confidence that I have one of the best organizations and the coaches behind me.
Final question, and you've been in this league long enough. 1 week only leads into the next week.
Oh, yeah.
Now, how do you attack this second week, getting ready to play division football?
Just keep building. I think for us, man, we have had every phase of last year. I think as long as we continue to build off what we did last year and move that out the way and focus on this season, just continue to keep pounding that rock. And like Coach say, man, what happened today doesn't matter. We got to move forward. We got 18, 19 more games to the Super Bowl, and I just want to continue to, us as a whole, just continue to get better.
Yeah, I just kind of rolled my ankle. I was kind of got stood up, and I was trying to throw the ball away to Kels and just drop it to him real quick, and they hit me and just kind of rolled under me, but just got it taped up, and it was able to go out and finish the game.
How did it feel moving forward? Just did the adrenaline sort of kick in? Did you feel like it hindered you in any way?
Yeah, I mean, definitely the adrenaline helped out, of course, of just going out there and just playing football. But, I mean, obviously I wasn't as mobile as I usually am, but the team helped me out. Everybody stepped up. I was able to get the ball out of my hands, and guys were making plays.
What was it about today's game that allowed Sammy to have a big game?
Yeah, I mean, we've seen it all offseason. I mean, Sammy's the way he's prepared his body, the way he's practiced. He really understands the offense at a different level than he did last year. And so whenever he got his number called, he made plays. I mean, the first play was when he scored whatever yard touchdown that was. It was just he was like the third or fourth read, and I was put in his hand. He made someone miss and scored. So I mean, just having a better understanding of the full offense, I think, lets him play faster, and you can see that offseason is paying off.
Pat, did you see something that led you to believe that Sammy was going to be up on that play? Because it looked like he might have had Tyreek even in the last play.
Yeah, so it was a play where Tyreek obviously was the first read, and I actually was looking to Kels to get open, and Kels struck back out, and he took that defender with him, so I just laid it out there for Sammy, and he made a great catch first off, and I mean, that's all I was expecting. He kind of made a quick move and showed off the speed. We were saying he's back to his Clemson days.
Looked like you didn't even see the rest of the play after that. You just kind of looked and decided just
the best thing about this offense is it seems like if we can make one guy miss and the guys get open space, they usually score. So once I saw him make that safety miss and it was just a foot race, I knew that he was going to get there. Yeah, I thought he played really well. I mean, he had some big runs, of course. He was able to do the pass protection and do that different type of stuff. And you can tell he's a veteran, someone that's been with Coach Reed before. And as he gets more and more accustomed to the offense, I mean, we'll be able to really work that whole running back room.
Patrick, any part of you wondering what this might look like without Tyreek in the lineup?
I mean, obviously, whenever someone like with Tyreek's ability goes out, I mean, you wonder what's going to happen. But the best thing about this team, and you've seen it the last few years now, is whenever someone gets their opportunity, they step up and play, and we really pick each other up. And so I was glad the guys stepped up, made plays, if it was running backs, receivers, tight ends, whatever it was. And so, I mean, that's just how we roll, is whoever's getting their opportunity to make a play, they make it.
Patrick, when you were going off the field, limping off, getting a little help, did you have any sense that you may or may not be able to come back in the game? What were you thinking as you were?
Yeah, I mean, right when I got over that, I told the trainers to just tape it up, but they wanted to look at it a little bit. So, I mean, I just told them to tape it up and I'd be fine. And they looked at it, of course, gave me the okay and taped it up, and I was able to get back out there.
Is that your first time in the tent since you've been in
Yeah, it's the first time I've ever been in the tent. It was pretty hot in that tent today, I'll tell you what, man. So I was trying to open it back up as soon as possible.
Patrick, how big were the two drives in a row? The defense with Damian Wilson, at that point, it seemed like the offenses were going back and forth. Damian Wilson gets the fumble, and you guys take a long drive down and get in the end zone. Just how big was that in the overall scope of the game?
I mean, we talked about it in the locker room. We need the defense to go out there, get a stop, and us to go down there and score a touchdown. I mean, NFL, there's always close games, but if you can get a 2 to 3 score lead, especially late in the game, you can kind of change your offense into that. We're going to run the timeout, run our offense the right way, and let the defense do their thing. And so for them to get that stop in that situation, and then us to execute a drive and go score, it definitely changed the aspect of the game.
Travis give you any grief on the no-look attempt that sailed a little bit?
Yeah, I owe him a dinner or something for that one. That was a bad one. He ran it, got open. He ran a great route. He did something that I didn't expect him to do. I thought he was going to kind of wrap it around the guy, and he kind of went over the top. And and definitely try to do a little bit too much on that play.
Is there a sense, Patrick, with what you guys worked on all season, that this was going to be the end product? How much confidence did you guys have going into this, that despite Jacksonville's talented defense, you were going to put points up?
I mean, we always have confidence going into any game, no matter who we're playing. We knew Jacksonville had a defense that played us really well last year, so we really prepared ourselves to do what we could to have success in the field. And it's always good when you look back at it now, and all that hard work we put in the last few weeks really has paid off. And now it's on to Oakland, and they're going to have a good defense as well. So we're excited about the opportunity to go out there and play that game.
Anything else?
Just to clarify, it's your right ankle?
No, that's my left one.
Your left.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Great, thank you.
Yeah.
We did enough this game. We didn't really put our best stuff out on the field, but it was the first game, you know, a lot of new players, new coaches coming together, gelling at once. But overall, we did enough to get the win.
I want to ask particularly, the offenses are trading blows back and forth, and it seemed like your forced fumble kind of tipped things in your guys' favor. The offense went down and took advantage of it. You just walk me through that play and what you saw.
Well, they tried to do it like a little scat roll to the flat on 3rd and 3 to get the first down. We were in man coverage. I had the back. When I hit him, I had good leverage on the ball to rip it out, and it came out. I think it was Kendall. Was it Kendall who scooped it up, and that was all she wrote.
Last question is, how do you guys build on this performance going forward?
Oh, man, we got a lot of work to do. What we gave up, 26 points was a lot to give up, and we can't do that in this league, so we got to cut that way down.
Thanks, Andy. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Did you guys watch Musgrave with the backup?
The backup?
Yeah, before today.
Well, really, we was really expecting foes, you know, but, you know, things happen and it's the next man up. So we didn't really watch a lot of him. Yeah.
Well, Frank was mentioning that you were trying to get that for most of the guys to try to punch the ball out through all of training camp. Where does that mind frame come from, and just how much have you tried to implement that?
Oh, man, I bring that with me everywhere I go. I mean, my rookie year in Dallas, man, Ryan Marinelli, he just every practice he harps on it, punch the ball, and it's just something that I picked up, and I've been doing it ever since.
You first time playing with Patrick, what was it like watching the offense on the other side?
Man, I've never had, not even, like I used to play quarterback in high school, and even when I was doing it, I never had an offensive like that, man. It felt like as soon as I went down over to the bench, I was back up again, ready to get back on defense. They score so fast, man. So fast. It's a good problem to have, though. Good problem.
I know you weren't here last year. You had some issues tackling at times last year. It's been really good in the preseason. How much of an emphasis was that for you guys in the preseason?
Oh, man, Spags, that's every day. Every day. He wants us to do what he calls a scallop technique and get as close as you can and just, you know, tag off the hip. Well, he really don't even like tagging off. He wants thuds, but we can't always do thuds so we're not always in pass. But that's really, really big for him.
Was that more of an emphasis than you've had in previous training camps?
I believe so. He takes tremendous pride in that.
Cool.
Not this type of game, but I think, you know, the work I put in the offseason and the trust that I have in the coaches and the staff and the training, what I did in the offseason would lead up to, you know, playing good and being successful. So just got to continue to build and keep working and just keep building that foundation with the team and keep winning.
So what was it about today's game that allowed you?
Just having fun, not trying too hard. I think we have the players, the team, the work ethic that we all put in, and just got to continue to build on that. And I'm not a statistics guy. I love scoring 3 touchdowns and whatever many yards, but the objective is to get the win.
You take us through the first touchdown.
Just playing fast, and usually, you know, I don't get the ball, but somehow Pat looked at me and I looked at him and I caught it, and you know, just ran fast as I could, and it felt great. I never had a touchdown in this league to break a tackle and run 60, 70 yards. It felt really good.
Sammy, did you feel DeMarcus's block on that? It was might have been right out of your point of view, I couldn't tell.
For sure, I think all of us is connected, and that's what the coach preach about, is finishing those plays. And that's what Greg Lewis preach in our room. And as long as we continue to run our routes, finish our plays, and play for one another, and finish those blocks, and you know, things like that can happen each play.
So much of last year, Sammy, was about trying to overload you with the playbook to learn all 3 wide receiver positions. How different did it feel today versus opening day last year in Los Angeles, sort of understanding fully the offense?
I think I just really trusted the coaches and followed the plan this whole offseason with the load that they gave me, switching different positions, and really just honing in on it and putting the effort in, studying those plays and being on the right page with Pat. And it led it to me knowing all the positions and going out there and playing fast and having fun and not going out there thinking. Last year, I felt like I really didn't know my role or the whole offense, and I couldn't go out there and play fast. And this year, just trusting in Pat and Coach Reed and Greg Lewis and literally everybody that's helping me get to this point. I'm grateful and have, grace, and I just got to continue to go out there every day and work.
You got a lot of yards after the catch today. I mean, you feel like that part of your game is what maybe sets you apart?
Yeah, I think it's just practice. I know how to practice now, and I know what coach want out of me and all my coaches. So if I can come out there every day at practice and put the work in, and I think hard work and practice lead to great games, and got to continue just to stack that and move forward to the next game.
How gratifying is it for you today after all the things that you've gone through to come out first game of the year to have nearly 203 touchdowns?
Got a lot of grace and a lot of people I know helping me get to this point, and that's the humbleness in me, and just got to continue to build on that and come to work every day with the worker mentality. And I think once I keep doing that and staying positive and bringing great energy every day to the locker room, to my group, and just continue to work. I think that's my whole mentality now, just work. Everything else is going to add up. Everything else will play out.
Just to clarify something you said there, sure you just have a better understanding.
Just a different mentality. I think just coming in to work and just that's all I'm about. I think that's the foundation that I'm building. Everything else, the yards, everything else add up. Just come to work every day and be myself and bring great energy. That's my objective.
How will this wide receiver room respond if losing Tyreek for a little bit?
For sure it's going to hurt us, but I think we have the group of guys and the coaches and the staff to continue to have the game plan and literally just come to work. And I think when we get back, we'll play for him. But when he get back, I think we'll still be that successful team.
Was Ramsey doing a lot of talking with you out there?
I don't really know. I don't get into it. I just go out there and play and have fun. And what he do or say don't affect us. We just go out there and play our game and try to get the win.
Given how many injuries you've had in your career, Sammy, what was it like for you personally to see Patrick sort of have his ankle be injured and him to sort of still command the offense, still get you guys in and out, score touchdowns? What did he show you today?
That's the fight. I think that's the fight in him, and I didn't even know that happened. I'd be so locked in. But that's the fight that any quarterback, and Pat is a quarterback that lead this team, and he's going to continue to do that. And I'm pretty sure he's been hurt many other times. We're getting knocked out by those big guys back there, but that's the fight that he have.
So when did you find out that he'd gotten hurt?
I seen the ankle taped up and stuff like that, but I didn't know what play it was.
Sammy, obviously, with Tyreek going out, you all still scored 40 points. How is the addition of McCole Hardman and Shady McCoy to the offense help you out?
Whatever to score more points and make us better and get us to the Super Bowl and continue to build, we can bring anybody. I think the offensive coordinator, everybody that we have on our staff just put us in the greatest positions to be successful. And I don't care who we throw out there. I think that we got a good staff to have a plan to be successful.
You talked about the work that Rick did with you during the offseason and his staff, but after that kind of performance, can you talk about how grateful you are to be in a position to feel the way you do to go make those plays?
Grace. I think that's the biggest thing that I come into this season with just allowing everybody to help me. I can't do it by myself, none of us, especially me, but just really just coming to work every day and knowing that I can be successful, but knowing that I got help around me to be successful, and I don't have to put all the weight on my back and try to do everything by myself.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Thanks, Sammy. Thank y'all.
I'm here with Frank Clark. He had a monster first game, ready to continue to lead the defense throughout. Hey, Frank, man, I just wanted to go straight to your Twitter, man. I saw you said you got to play better defense individually and collectively. Where did those thoughts come from?
It come from, the end of the game where we, in my eyes and the rest of the guys on defense, we didn't finish like we wanted to. Come out that second half, you got them, we held them to, 13 points, 14 points. And at the end of the day, that's where you want to keep them. You don't want to give up too many points. You don't want to give up too many rushing yards, especially those leakage yards at the end of the game where, guys get kind of laxed and guys, they want to get out of there. It's like the game is over. But as a defense, we got to understand that, we got work to do. We got to finish the game. We still got an opponent. We still got goals we got to attain as a defense collectively that we have to continue to keep an eye on. That's one thing we can't lose sight of.
Man, but to follow it up, man, your leadership skills, hey man, second to none. You started off telling the Chiefs Nation exactly what you thought about what you needed to do your first start, and you came out and did it.
Yes.
And it infiltrated through all levels of the defense. As a fellow linebacker, man, I was just wondering, like, playing behind you, how good it would be to watch you penetrate the line of scrimmage, and then what is your mentality going into the game as far as what you need to do on an individual basis?
My mentality is just to win my individual matchup every game. I feel like that's the important thing as a player. You know, you got an assignment. You know, it's assignment, alignment, and then you play football. My opponents, you know, I usually go against offensive tackles, so, you know, you look at that, you look at the tight end, you know, my position, and, you know, I got to defeat those, you know, those individual battles in order for me to give my team as a defense collectively, you know, the best chance to win. You know, you know how it is playing linebacker when you got a defensive line doing their job and make your job much easier. You can flow to the ball, you making more plays. You know, we might not be getting the love, but, you know, we turn that film on, and that's what matters, you know, in that team room as a defense, you know, with those 22 guys are watching and understanding, like, oh, man, this guy did his job, you know, to make sure we playing football. So that's my job, you know, to just keep on doing that.
And last but not least, that interception. Just walk me through that interception.
My boy, man, I give all the credit to TK. My boy, he did his job. We was rushing. We had came up with a little rush plan, and I guess it put him in the right place at the right time. And, of course, he got a deflection on the pass, and that led me. I was just running to the ball like I'm coached to do, never giving up in my pursuit, and, you know, I fell into my hands. I just made the play.
All right, appreciate it. Hey, man, that's game one. Me, Frank Clark, back to you.
Coach, so much to talk about here. What an impressive performance. I want to start with the trenches because a day like today, it's hard on everybody, but it wreaks havoc on those bigs. Talk about, I think when it mattered, you had 7 drives, 7 scores.
Yeah, I give credit to them always. You know, if you play well, normally it starts up front. Might be the hardest on the defensive front because of all the rushes that they have to do. And I watched 55 and 90. I mean, those guys kept bringing it and bringing it and bringing it. So my hat goes off to them, and then the offensive line put the hammer down, as you'd say. So they did a good job.
I know you guys worked so hard on Sammy Watkins physically in the off season. He looked like a whole new guy out there. Talk about Sammy Watkins' performance today.
Yeah, well, coming out of college, I mean, he was one of the best, if not the best, I'd seen at that position, and he's been nicked up. And so it was just a matter of him fighting through, you know, these injuries, still staying positive, trusting himself, which he did. And my hat goes off to him. He's the one who worked hard, right? He busted his tail, his diet, from everything, diet to working out to everything. He got after it, and it was nice to see it pay off for him.
Your young quarterback kind of fought through a little ankle thing there. How's he doing?
He's doing good, yeah. No, he's a tough kid.
Yeah. Another couple. Well, the defense in general, to me today, you had a drive there on the defense that was really a microcosm for the changes that you put into this defense. Damian Williams strips the ball. I think Bashaud Breeland recovers it. That drive had attitude. You stopped the run in that drive. You got off the field on 3rd down. They played to the whistle, no defensive penalty. I mean, it's just on and on and on. These guys did not quit today.
No, they bear down, and I was proud of that. I mean, I was proud of the way they hustled to the ball. That drive, that first drive in the 3rd quarter was huge with the turnover there, and very important. And it allowed the offense to kind of get that next jump up, and then we're better right there. It was still a close game at that time.
LaShawn McCoy comes to town. He looked. I thought he had 3 gears, fast, and faster.
Yeah, no, listen, he's a future Hall of Famer. So, I mean, his age, he's a little bit older, but I thought he and Damian together, I mean, that was a nice package, and it was great to see LaShawn in red and running around and having fun.
I know fans are concerned about Tyreek always. He's an outstanding player. He still hung 40 on these guys without him. How is Tyreek?
Yeah, he's good. I hate seeing it happen the way it did. I'm not sure that was the cleanest of plays, but it's competitive out there, and he knew right away, and so we got him over to the hospital where he needed to have that checked. Rick is going to talk to the guys after this here.
Well, congratulations! You beat the Heat today. You beat the Road. Most importantly, you beat the Jags.
Yeah, no, it's important. This is a good football team right here, Doug. Anytime you play a Doug Marrone team, they're going to be dirty tough, and that's what that was today.
It's good to see our fans out there, too, wasn't it?
Oh, they were unbelievable. I mean, I couldn't believe it. From the time we got to the hotel, it was unbelievable, and then all the way through the game. And at the end, it's kind of neat when you're winning and it's all red in an opponent's stadium. That's incredible.
Well, Coach, I'm sure you need some water. Thanks. Had a great game out there. Have a good week, and we'll talk to you next week.
All right. Thanks, Dan.
lot of offense, a lot of things to talk about here. But it was a defensive play, Shawn, that flipped the game. A strip by Damian Wilson. If the Jags score on that drive, they're within 3 points. Breland gets the fumble recovery. How about that flipping the game with an opportunistic defensive play?
In a close game like we saw today, one turnover can be the difference in a game, being a breakaway 40-20-some win, or a game that's going to come down to the final drive. We got a turnover. Our defense stood up, like you said, Big D Wilson, big turnover at a key opportunity point of the game. He made the play.
The other thing, it takes a village to win. The way these guys were prepared by Andy Reid, by the athletic training staff, conditioning, don't overlook it. They were ready to go today.
No doubt. Our conditioning definitely stood the test of time. I think we can tell that late in the game, some of those guys got worn down. You saw those guys laying on the ground, didn't want to get up. It was a KO. The Heat got the best of them.
KO, big time. 40-26 win here in Jacksonville. Now we'll monitor Tyreek Hill throughout the week. But you also worry about the Heat having a cumulative effect. You got to get ready to go against Oakland, play division football next week.
I think we did what we had to do up in training camp, took care of our guys. The guys definitely got themselves physically conditioned, not to only come out the gate fast, but to finish strong.
How much does it help to have Shady McCoy, too, at the end of the game, dropping hammer along with Damian Williams?
Not only our starting 11, but we have depth in all positions, favoring the Chiefs.
Barbershop, it showed up today. The Chiefs get it, 40-26 over Jacksonville. Now it's Raider week as the Chiefs go on the road to take on the Raiders. He's Shawn Barber. I'm Mitch Holthus. Stay with us all week long. Follow us at Chiefs.com. We'll keep you updated. Plus, we got our podcast coming up, Defending the Kingdom. Chiefs win it week 1. Let's roll.
Chiefs Rewind is brought to you by Ford, the official car and truck of the Kansas City Chiefs, and by Community America Credit Union, the official banking partner of the Kansas City Chiefs.